the show where we learn about education one little bite at a time. Today, we have Matthew Mburkett. He is a first-year teacher at Bellflower Middle School, and we're going to talk about what sort of dispositions do we need to have a teacher. Hello, Matthew. So, first question for you here, Matthew. Why did the fish get a bad report card? Because all his grades were under C. But seriously, Matthew, first question. What dispositions do you possess that make you a good educator? Well, that's a great question, Joe, and I'm glad you asked, because I've been thinking about this recently, you know. What are the dispositions to make a great teacher? And I tell you what, I've got three. I can narrow it down to three that I've got, Joe. It's patience, creativity, and caring. Why are those three so important to me? You guys are probably wondering, right? Well, patience, it's so important, Joe, because you don't want to take things personal. Not at all. These kids are going to say stuff to you that is going to hurt if you let it get to you. They are going to keep trying to push your buttons if you allow them to. However, with patience, with the perseverance of will to get your message across and to face any sort of opposition with pride, with dignity, with self-respect, in other words, patience, you can succeed in teaching these children. Another disposition that I feel like I have, aside from patience, is creativity. These kids, they are used to taking notes. They are used to going on the Chromebooks. They are used to all that, Joe. But what they need is a teacher who's going to come in and he's going to pull out the guitar and turn populations and resources, biology, by the way, into, guess what? Kumbaya. Okay, Joe? Because that is the only way that we are going to bring them into the conversation, is to meet them where they are in whatever way possible. Let's say you got a kid who's struggling to read. Well, you got to get creative. You got to get creative with your images. You got to get creative with everything, Joe. Okay? This kid can't read. You can't put a book in front of him. That's not creative enough. Okay? So I feel like I've got creativity on my side. Okay, and the last disposition that I personally feel like I have as an educator is caring. I care about these kids. I want them to succeed. I want them to do well in my class, Joe. And that is so important. So very important that a teacher cares about their students, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're going to work every day, getting mad at yourself. Why am I in this job if you don't care about kids? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Well, guess what? I love the kids, and I know every day when I walk in, I'm there to make their day better. I love my job, Joe. Thank you. That's great. What dispositions do you need to work on to grow as an educator? Ooh, Joe, you had to ask me that one, huh? Well, the disposition I need to work on as a teacher, I got two of them for you, Joe. The first one is organization. You can come into my room on the first day of class and you will see just beautiful, everything lined up, colored pencils organized by color. Every kid's got a folder with their name on it ready to put their work. Everything's ready to rock and roll. And then by about the third week, you'll notice my desk got a stack of papers this high. The whiteboard hasn't been erased. The date, it says June 6th. It's June 14th. Mr. Mburkett, I need to work on my organization skills for sure. That is one disposition that I do not inherently have. I do not inherently have that. This goes here, this goes there, everything in its place. That is not me. I need to build that within me. Okay? And then another disposition I need, Joe, it goes hand in hand, is forward thinkingness, Joe. Forward thinkingness. What am I going to teach this week? Easy. I got that down. Each week's got an objective, a quiz, whatever. But this month, Joe, this year, I'm a first-year teacher. I don't know if I'm going to be teaching biology next year. I don't know if I'm going to be teaching marine biology. What? Physiology, anatomy? I don't know. I don't have these things planned out. I don't have a plan if those do happen. I need to work on that, Joe. These are my dispositions I need to work on. Well, folks, looks like we have time for just one more question. So, Matthew, what does a professional educator look like, and how do they behave? What standards guide their thinking and their actions? Well, Joe, that is an easy one. Professional educators, they look and act like professionals. You see the tie? You see the glasses? I didn't get the Prada rims, okay? You got to look good. You got to act like a role model for these students. And not only for the students, you got to act as a role model for the parents, folks, because when you set a tone of negativity, when you set a tone, Joe, of that you don't care, that you are just here for the money, that you are, just kind of rolling in out of your cards. You woke up 5 minutes before school. You're not gonna win anybody to your side, Joe. Not your colleagues, because they're there working hard. You're not gonna win the parents, because they want you to invest as much as possible into their children. And you are not going to win over the kids, because they're not going to take you seriously. So looking and acting like a professional is very important. Acting like a professional, being very cordial, being very proper in your email responses. Joe, you're not going to send out LOL or something like that to your principal or to a parent. You're going to be as kind, as compassionate, and as forthcoming with your intentions as possible. You're going to be very straightforward, very to the point. The standards that guide your behavior and thinking as a teacher should be, really, what did you see when you were growing up in school? How did your teachers behave? How did they succeed in a way that made you feel like, yeah, they're here for you, and they're here and they know the answers? Joe, you need to look and act like you know the answers and you have that authority. So anyway, I think that was a great question. And thank you.